We are now entering the final season of Teen Titans. And I don't know if anyone else thought this was weird, but I find it kind of funny that the season that brings all the Titans together, all the main characters along with all the new sub-characters together, this is all done within Beast Boy's backstory. I don't know, that's just me. I find that a little crazy. But anyways, let's go. So, hey, what's up, guys? This is the Insane Gang Freak here to bring you Teen Titans overview for Season 5, the final season. And in this season, as I said, final season, this wraps up everything up. Now, there are a few things about this season that kind of irk me. It's not my favorite, as I said in my Season 4 review. Season 4 is my favorite season. So, I mean, but this is a pretty good close second. Like, this is a really good season. Like, it wouldn't shock me if people thought this was their favorite season, because it is a really good freaking season. The basis behind this season, as I said, for all the seasons, have the whole backstory behind each one of them. This backstory is relating to Beast Boy. To briefly explain Beast Boy's backstory real quick to you guys. Beast Boy is a part... Well, Beast Boy was in another like superhero team before Teen Titans. And I also like it because this season also has a sub-episode that explains how the Titans met. Which is actually really cool, in retrospect. I find it kind of funny that in the last season we get the origin story for the entirety of the Teen Titans, like what they were doing beforehand. But anyways, Beast Boy was a part of this group called the Doom Patrol. And I'm not 100% sure what happened, but the way it looks is that they were chasing this bad guy. Let's just say Beast Boy's old leader was kind of a dick, but he's alright. I mean, I don't know how to put it. I mean, the best way to explain it is essentially Beast Boy was really like a kid back then, and he was way more childish then than he is now. And it's kind of, in a sense, it's actually showing his growth, I guess is the best way to put it. And to me, that was cool as shit. Because Beast Boy was one of those characters that he could have been played off in any other series as just a jokester character, a character that you're not supposed to take seriously. He's just supposed to be fucking funny. But Beast Boy is very deep when you get to know him. The reason why it kind of explains his character a little bit, because he acts like he wants to, he wants to be realized, he wants people to recognize and respect him. I think that comes partially from the fact that his old leader didn't really respect him that much. They thought he was nice, thought he was cool, funny and shit, but they didn't actually respect him because, let's just say, in one of the final missions he participated with the Doom Patrol in, it kind of didn't go as well, and his old leader has a really fucked up mindset that he puts everything before, he puts everything for the mission, he puts everything up under the mission, even, the lives of his teammates. And Beast Boy isn't the kind of dude who thinks like that, which kind of understands why he would never like just leave somebody intentionally. He never just would leave somebody. But anyways, that's what Season 5 is. Season 5 is essentially the Brotherhood of Evil is who the Doom Patrol were fighting against. And the season kind of starts out on a two-parter, ironically. It starts out on a two-parter called Homecoming. And essentially what it is that the Doom Patrol, I guess, sent out like a help signal for Beast Boy. So the Beast Boy has to go find him, and the Titans help him find his old team. And his team, the entire old team is fucked up. The entirety of the Doom Patrol is fucked up in different ways. It's funny because his old team resembles like prototype Teen Titans. Like, there's a character in there called Robot Man, who's pretty much looks like the prototype for Cyborg. Negative Man, which you could say is Starfire. I forget the girl's name. The giant woman. I forget her name. I think her name was Elastigirl, ironically. Who I guess would be your Starfire, just out of lack of other characters. And then you had Mentos, who was essentially your Robin, and he had psychic powers. Elastigirl could grow, and Negative Man has like a body and has like a shadow that can come out of his body and do all these fucking and destroy shit. And Robot Man is exactly what you're thinking. He's a fucking Robot Man. And the only thing that's human about him is his fucking brain. So essentially, they rescue Beast Boy's old team. You get the Teen Titans get to see what kind of team Beast Boy was on beforehand, and you get a glimpse of what's wrong with Mentos. Because essentially the first part is essentially, it's rescuing everybody. And the second part is dealing with the Brotherhood of Evil, who is composed of maybe 4 main people. Morjur Mala, which is a fucking monkey. A really smart monkey, that's his whole thing. Madame Rouge, who is ironically a rubber girl, for lack of a better term. I forget the dude's name, General Chaos or something. Pretty much just like a really old dude who has like the perfect tactics and is somewhat immortal. And then you have the Brain, which is exactly what you're thinking, a fucking brain. I can't really explain that one anymore to you. And through the 2 episodes, they stop the major plan, but the Brain comes up with a new plan that essentially involves grabbing this generation's villains to take down the Teen Titans. Because the main reason why the Teen Titans and the Doom Patrol kicked ass was because these are 2 generations of heroes fighting. That's what the Brain's plan was, to get all the new school villains to fight for the new school against the new school heroes. And so a lot of the basis of this season is them going around fighting, meeting up with different heroes and recruiting people, to have, an actual big fucking army against, the Brotherhood of Evil. And I'm just gonna name a few of the heroes. You have Aqualad, Bumblebee, pretty much the entirety of Titans East. You have, on your other sub-characters, you have Kid Flash, I forget the dude's name. Oh yeah, Hotspot, Red Star, Cole, and Gnark, or Narc. I guess it's Gnark, I guess. You got the Baby Heroes, which I actually love that episode. It's actually called Hide and Seek. It's the episode where Raven's like babysitting all the, mini heroes. The 3 kids, Melvin, Timmy, and Teether. Because they're technically, baby heroes, and you don't really see that much of them. But I actually like that episode, and also like, oh yeah, and Jinx. Now, this is the same Jinx you're thinking of. Let's just say, this is the other one I like. It's the episode that introduces Kid Flash. It has none of the Titans in. It's just Kid Flash fucking around with the Hive 5, which is essentially what the Hive is turned into, which is composed of pretty much the other villains we've known of, like Jinx, Mammoth, Gizmo, and then adds a few others that I don't remember. Kid Wicked, Billy Numerous, and I don't remember the dude's name. He has Seymour. I guess that's his name, I forget. And pretty much Kid Flash fucks with them and converts Jinx, but we don't find out until like the last few episodes, which is essentially the Titans Together. Yeah, that's the episode we find out. And this is a good season. I'm not gonna go through everything, but it's a good fucking season. It has a lot of, we get to see other heroes. We get to see Titans interact with other people besides other Titans, which is what we've been seeing all the way up to this point. And it has Beast Boy actually ending up being the hero for the most part, because essentially, ironically, the season doesn't even end on doesn't end on a 2-part. It ends on kind of, but it's 2 different episodes. Like, the season technically ends on calling all Titans together, and things change. Calling on Titans is pretty much when the Brotherhood of Evil starts just fucking up all the Titans and honorary Titans. And Titans Together is when they take all the heroes they have left, and led by Beast Boy, mind you, and wreck everything, and go in there and kick ass. And then, they beat the Brotherhood of Evil. And things change, ironically, is the episode that ends on. And to me, this doesn't feel like an ending. And the reason why I say that is because in this episode, and Things Change, which is the last episode of the season, they introduce a new villain. Because essentially the whole premise of the episode is like, they finally come back to the city. They've been out of their tower for the majority of the season. They've barely been in the tower. So they come back to the city and knows how everything has changed. They run across a new villain. And for whatever reason, Beast Boy runs into Terra as like a normal high school chick who doesn't remember being Terra, essentially. But she doesn't know that she's a superhero. She doesn't know about the end of the shit with Slade. She thinks she's a normal high school girl. In this episode, the way this episode ends is that Terra kind of just tells Beast Boy, you know, I'm not the girl. I don't think you. I think you have the wrong girl, and you know things change and shit. And the way it plays off is that the last episode plays off as if there was supposed to be a season 6, because it feels so open-ended. The way season 5 ends, it feels so open-ended. That's why it's kind of hard for me to believe that Teen Titans ends on a cliffhanger-ish episode. It ends on like, I don't know how to put it. It ends on like them fighting a villain that they don't even beat. And it ends on Terra telling Beast Boy that, you know, things change, and as if Terra knows that she's like, I think Terra's kind of tried to block out all the hero shit. But then again, we don't know. It's left so open-ended. But that is essentially how Teen Titans ends, and I'm not a huge fan of that ending. I think if it had ended on the whole Titans together, I would have been fine. But it ends on things change, which will kind of bug the shit out of some people. That's my opinion of it. But I guess all in all, Teen Titans is a great fucking animated series. I enjoyed the hell of it. I bought the first season on DVD. They have a whole bunch of extras in there. Actually, I would say suggest picking up. And as always, I will link the episode list for you to tell me what your favorite episodes of this season was, and you know, a link to buying the 5th season if you want to buy the 5th season on DVD. I mean, if I had to go through my favorite episodes, it'd be, you know, besides the you know, canon-based ones, it's Lightspeed, Hide and Seek. Cole was okay, but I didn't care that much. I'm looking actually right now. Maybe Trust was pretty good, which is the one that focuses around Hotspot. For Real is actually the pretty funny one, because it's that's when Titans East has to fight Control Freak, and that one's actually pretty enjoyable. And Go, which explains, you know, the origin of the Titans. And if anyone wants to know what that is, oh yeah, I want to talk about one thing though. Revved Up. That's another one. This episode kind of pissed me off because essentially the episode is a road race trying to stop this villain, what is his name? I don't remember. It's like Daddy something. Ding Dong Daddy stole like a briefcase from Robin. And so the whole point of the episode is them, you know, racing him to figure out, and along the way you see Red X, who ends up helping out Robin once his bike gets destroyed. You know, further cementing him into an anti-hero situation where he's not a villain, but he's an anti-hero. And at the end of it, they get the briefcase back, and Robin decides to show the entire Titans what the fuck was in the briefcase and what the fuck they were driving for. And we, as an audience, never get to fucking see it. What the fuck? That's just a sub thing for me. It's just my thing. But, that's essentially it. As I said, in terms of the pairings, people still kind of go with Beast Boy and Raven, but I think this season kind of even cements it. In some sense, you can say it either cements it or takes it away, but me personally, I still like Beast Boy x Terra. That's just me. Raven, I'm a selfish Raven fanboy. I want her to myself. That's why I don't pair her with anyone. You know, Robin x Starfire, Kid Flash x Jinx, Cyborg x Bumblebee. I'm trying to think. I think those are all the main pairings. Unless you wanted to do villain pairings, which I don't even fuck with villain pairings. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit with a fire. But that's essentially the Teen Titans overview. I hope you enjoyed these overviews. I'm sorry the 5th one is so late compared to the rest of them. And, I don't know, just leave your thoughts about the season. What do you talk about the season? What were your favorite parts about the season? Tell me about the goddamn season, goddammit. I wanna know. I wanna know right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, go Teen Titans, bitch, yeah! Life's a game. Play to win. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.